Obedience is greater than words. It's so easy in life to say, oh yeah, like, God has this set out for me. God has this plan out for me. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. Oh, I'm going to become this great person. And yeah, this is my plan for it. But then you never take any steps. Like, can you like answer me? What's the worth of someone saying they're going to do all these amazing things, but they never do it? Someone who says, oh yeah, I'm going to buy you a vehicle, but they never do. Someone who says, "Oh yeah, I'm never gonna cheat on you," but then they end up cheating. Like you see that correlation? Like why would you bless them with anything? What type of person is that? You're not gonna want to be around them. You're not gonna have any trust for them. You're gonna be like, you can't even do the simple things that you're saying within your own self. If you can't have obedience, you can't expect any fruit within your life. If you can't have obedience, then you can't expect to see the success that God has for you. And the thing is, you'll literally have visions, you'll literally have this feat. Like God will literally put that purpose within your heart. And you'll have all of these things, you have all this evidence of what you need to do, but then you keep living in this thing where like, oh God, let me just have some more confirmation. No, that should be enough confirmation. Walk in obedience. That's what we're called to do. Faith, if you look at the actual biblical meaning, when you go into the Hebrew and you break it out, it translates into obedience. Faith literally means obedience. So faith without works is nothing. Like when it says to have faith, like think about it, you're supposed to have obedience. You're supposed to be obedient to what the Lord is telling you, obedient to what He's saying to do, obedient. That means you need to stop just questioning every single thing that God tells you to do. Stop saying, "Oh, God, but how is this gonna? But like, what are people gonna think of me?" Like, no, stop, snap out of it, break free from that. That's fear. That's fear trying to limit you. That's fear trying to keep you constrained because that's the only thing the devil can do. The devil knows he can't actually stop you. He can only try and slow you down. That's his whole entire thing. He'll try and slow you down, stop you from achieving your purpose because, like it or not, we all have limited time on this earth. We don't know when our time is going to be to leave. And you have limited time. So if he can just keep slowing you down, he can make you keep delaying, keep procrastinating. Imagine you have God has set out for you a purpose that's supposed to take 50 years, right? 50 years. And let's say, you're young, you started about 20. You started about 20, so a bit earlier than most people, start actually focusing on what they're supposed to do in life. But let's say you start about 20. So about at 7 years old, you'll complete your mission. And let's say, you're supposed to live around like 75. Or let's just say 75. But then you know what? Then the devil, he goes in and he knows you have a purpose because like he knows we all have crucial purposes. He actually believes that more than a lot of people believe on their own selves, which is truly sad and that's horrible. But let's say he delays you with the wrong relationship. That takes up about a year of your life. Delays you, pushes you back. In college, that's 4 years. He goes and sends you down. He distracts you with girls and alcohol and drugs and doing all that. So you waste 4 years of your life. That's 5 years. So already, so let's see. Then you started 20. You started 25. So that means in 20 years you're gonna die like right after you complete your purpose. Like literally right after. And then, oh, let's say like even worse, you decide you want to go and chase feelings rather than listening to God, and you end up marrying someone that you're not supposed to. You end up having children and you end up getting divorced, and then that ends up eating away time. And let's say that takes up let's be conservative with that, and that takes up 3 years. So then you see that you can't truly fulfill all that because you already passed the time. And that's how things work. Like you really have to think time is moving by, and if you're not advancing, then you're falling behind. I don't believe in the thing to where, if you're not advancing, being stagnant is a thing. No, I don't believe stagnation is truly a thing. You're either moving forward or you're moving behind, because if you stay stagnant, time is still moving, because you have to understand I can't because I'm like holding my phone, but when things are moving, we're moving. This like time is always moving. It's in a constant stream, in a constant current, right? And then there's us. If you're staying stagnant, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna be carried away and you're gonna slowly drift away. But but if you're moving, if you're at least slowly moving, then you're still progressing and you're able to move along in life. You're not gonna fall behind. But as soon as you stop making progress, as soon as you start slowing down, as soon as you let these challenges that are in life bring you down, then you fall behind. And that's so easy. It's so easy to fall behind. It's so easy to remain complacent. And especially when you feel like you reached a level of success, you feel like you reached a peak, but then God is really like, if you would just only look, if you would only stay steady, if you would only remain constant, remain steadfast in my plan, then you'll see you advance even further. I believe there's so many believers that literally, they have purposes that are amazing. Like, not even just believers, just so many people, like, literally have so many incredible like things they're supposed to accomplish in life, but because they feel like, oh yeah, we made it, we're at the top, they settled. They remained stagnant. They thought they achieved it all. And then the next thing you know, like, they were supposed to go to an even higher point, but they just stopped. That's the thing. And then that's why the greatest people that we see, they don't remain stagnant. They continue moving. And it's like that's always the question. Like, when you see these most successful people in these areas, like, I'm gonna use a person, I'm gonna use like Kanye West for example. Whatever you may think about him, but whatever you may believe about him, there's no arguing that he's one of the top people in music, top people in fashion. He's completely revolutionized like every single thing that he's touched. But the thing with him is that he's constantly moving forward. He doesn't ever settle. He's always been in a state. If you look at old clips of him, all the way from when he was just a quiet younger producer to even, when he was getting crazy, he was saying some outspoken stuff. And like, it's always moving forward because he always believes that you can just see this passion in him, and he truly believes he can do anything, and that he's just supposed to continue moving forward. That's something he's always talking about, just moving forward and continuing to grow and excel and not remain stagnant. And that's what we need to do in life. Like, literally, you need to be more like Kanye. Like, truly, you have to say, you know what, whatever I'm gonna do, it's possible. It's possible. And I'm gonna remain following God. I'm gonna remain obedient, and I'm gonna do what I need to do and take action. I'm gonna take steps. I'm gonna move. Slow motion is better than no motion. That's a quote I take from a YouTuber I love to watch, Sean Salmon. And he always talks about it. Slow motion is better than no motion. It's better you move slowly than don't move at all, because when you don't move at all, you're falling behind. Get that in your head. Not moving at all is not saving you. It's not protecting you. You're falling behind. Think about the story of the talents, about the master who gave his 3 servants the talents. And I'm just gonna go over it short because I'm not spending all that time. You can go read it yourself. But the servant with the least amount of talents, you know what he did? He hid it. He went buried and hid it. And when he came back, the master was like, "What on earth, you foolish servant? You did nothing. You just hid it." And the servant was like, "Oh no, but I hid it so I wouldn't be able to lose anything. There's no risk in that. There's no risk in taking that." Because the other 2 servants, they were given more. And you know what? They risked it and they came back with more. But the servant that buried and hid the talents, he had the same amount. The same amount. And the master was like, "You're foolish, you're dumb, like, you're being stupid. Why would you hide your talents? You did nothing with it? Really?" Like, think about that. I really want you to think about like how God is like really just looking, and it's just like, I'm so thankful we have grace and mercy. Because really, like, think about it. God has given you all these different things. Like, it doesn't matter if you're watching this video, you already have something. Like, I know things are challenging in life. I've been through many different hardships, but still, like, you remain stagnant. You're improving in no ways, and God's giving you things. He's giving you a healthy body. He's giving you food to eat. He's giving you a voice that works. You speak English. That's a blessing in itself. And then you want to go and hide your talents and be like, "Oh, well, I didn't want to fall behind. I didn't want to take any risk. No, no, I'm telling you, have to take risk in life. Like that's the only thing. Like if you don't ever take any risk, then you require no faith. Just no need for obedience because you can always listen to your own plan. You can do whatever you want if you don't ever take risks because you don't ever need God. Because with no risk, it's all in your natural power. And I'm telling you, just like they say, no risk, no reward. Like you're not gonna get a crazy reward if you don't ever take risk in life. Because think about what the servants that did, they went and made more. They actually end up making more with what they were given. There was no guarantee that they would. That's still a risk because the guy who hid his talents, he did pose a little like a reasonable, well, somewhat reasonable answer. Like he didn't want to lose anything because there's no guarantee. Like it's not like necessarily like, oh, it's for sure gonna work out by the time the master comes out. No, no. But they had the obedience to go. They had the faith to go and take what they had and make more. That's what we need to do. And even another point to bring up is there's a thing called inflation. And you have to think about if they were given money and they held onto it, tell me what inflation does. The prices of things go up over time, right? So if you hold on to money, you're really losing money. That's just another point to bring up. Like, if you think you're holding on to money in your bank account, you don't want to risk any of it. And I'm not saying don't have savings because that's important. But if God is telling you to do something and you're like, but God, I don't want to risk it, and the economy and, the GDP and the consumer price index. Yeah, I know all about all that stuff. I love finance and business. But, logical people, we like to get caught up in things like that. And then you end up holding on to it rather than releasing what God's told you to do. Every single time I've been obedient with what God told me to do with my money, what God told me to do with my gifts, like there's always such an incredible reward. And I always just ask myself, why didn't I do it sooner? I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of asking, why didn't I do it sooner? Do it now. Do it the first time. And like another thing, like stop asking for repeated confirmation sometimes. Like I know you of course need to test spirits, like it talks about in the Bible, but sometimes when God will give you a clear sign, like you'll be like, God, should I date this person? And God will be like, no. He'll be like, no. And then you'll be like, God, give me some more confirmation. And God gives you another sign. And you're like, but like I'm still unsure. And it's just like, what else do you need? What else do you need? God could literally like drop a cow from the sky and you would still be like, well, God, is this confirmation or like, can I get like one more? No, it's a cow. Like I'm guilty of this too. Like how long are you gonna wait in confirmation for more confirmations over and over? Like at that point, that's not even requiring faith. That's just asking for God to just do it. Do it. Like you're just asking God to do it himself and not through you. And you know what? There are other people in the world. There's over 8 billion people in the world. Don't let God have to resort to taking someone else because you're not going to accept the mission they gave you. I'm telling you that right now. Don't let God have to resort to someone else for the mission that he assigned to you, the purpose that he assigned to you. It's supposed to change your life and change your family's lives. Don't make that have to happen. Truly, 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 truly be obedient and listen to the Father. Listen to Jesus. Listen to what he has to tell you. And just remain obedient. Just, God, like God tells you, oh, you know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to talk to that person. And it's like, God, why? I just talk to that person. And next thing you know, that person has the very same blessing that you need. They might have the rent money you need. They might have a connection that you need. That person might know who's supposed to be your future wife. Next thing you know, that's your brother-in-law right there. But like the fact that you won't be obedient is what's holding you back. Walk in obedience. To walk in faith means to walk in obedience. When you see the word faith in the Bible, I want you to go and put the word obedience. People who have great faith, they had great obedience of God. When David had great faith, He was obedient to God. That's what he was. Because, like, it's easy. Like, faith is literally nothing if you just say something, but you never take any action. Faith without works is dead. That's what you need to wake up to. Take action, walk in obedience, and that's necessary. I'm telling you, your life will change for the better after that. So go on, keep improving, walk in obedience, walk in faith. You can do it.